With illuminated mobile phones held aloft and a celebrity DJ behind the decks, it was as much a rave as a protest. But the thousands of people in Tripoli's Al Noor Square had good reason to assemble. Their demand? To overthrow the political class that has dominated Lebanon for 30 years. And with the resignation of the Prime Minister on October the 29th, the protests seemed to be working. There was no doubt that there was something of a party atmosphere at this demo, and DJ Mahdi K read the mood of patriotism by playing the national anthem. He seemed proud to play a part in continuing the pressure for change.
I am participating in the revolution to live in a decent country, a country like any other country, because this is not a country and there are so many things wrong. I participated to eliminate the wrong things.
And the protesters also recognized how music and a DJ can unite the crowd. He is uniting people through one music, one clap, one speech. We are all on the same rhythm. The DJ is causing great excitement. He's making people stronger in their revolution. The DJ's encouraging people a lot. In a country divided on sectarian lines, this coming together is a strong indication of the reach of the protests that are now really gathering pace.
For more, I'm happy to welcome DW's Aya Ibrahim in the studio, who has reported extensively from the Middle East for us. Aya, welcome. Good to see you.
Good to be here.
So we know that there are two rival demonstrations to take place today in Lebanon, one for the President Michel Aoun and another against the entire government, which will be getting underway fairly soon. What are the choices that Lebanon faces currently?
I think it's not an exaggeration to say that the choice is between sort of radical change, a historical change in Lebanon's history, and more or less a compromise. And to understand this, we maybe want to remind our viewers a little bit of Lebanon's political system, which is one of the most complex in the world. In Lebanon, your religion or your sect is not just something that you practice in your private life. It's something that really governs all aspects of public life. And the government really reflects Lebanon's sectarian diversity, if you will. The country has 18 recognized religious sects, and all of them, the constitution kind of guarantees for them to be part of the government somehow. So parliament seats are allocated according to these different kinds of sects, and also the three highest political offices are allocated according to the three biggest religious groups in Lebanon. So the Prime Minister has to be a Sunni Muslim, the President a Christian Mariner, and the Speaker of the House a Shiite Muslim. And right now, the Prime Minister indeed did resign. He went to the President and he gave him his resignation. But the President says, you know, we're going to now throw the ball back to the Prime Minister and ask him to form a caretaker government. And what the protesters are saying, the ones that are opposing this move, are saying, you know what, this is not radical enough. What we want this entire sectarian political system to be gone completely. If we just do this, this is just a recycling of what we had before, and that is just not good enough for them at this point. So that's the kind of choice the protesters are facing today on the streets of Lebanon.
Gone completely and gone now.
Yes.
They want this to be immediate.
However, this is a very complex thing. One must say that what the protesters that are against this move are saying, they say they want early elections with a revised electoral law that does not follow the sectarian allocation. But one must say this is an incredibly, this is a huge feat. I mean, this is a system that has been in place in Lebanon, goes all the way back to the Ottoman Empire, was sort of enshrined in law by the French occupation, and then it was reinstated after the Civil War. So it's definitely a huge feat. But what they want now, for the time being, is a technocratic caretaker government, not one that like the one that they had before under the leadership of Prime Minister Saad Hariri.
Briefly, what we saw in this piece was a lot of young people taking place in these demonstrations, with DJs present, people dancing. These are parties as much as they are protests. What kind of role are young people playing in the political evolution of Lebanon today?
You know, I think one could go with the cliche and say, you know, Lebanon is a country that knows how to throw a good party, and that's certainly true. But one protester told me, you know, I asked her, I said, you know, what about this? I mean, even Tripoli, this is the conservative Sunni North. What's happening there, you know? She said, you know, this is a celebration of us meeting each other. You know, Lebanese people didn't have these options to just interact across sects on the street like this before. And we're meeting each other as a people. And you have to remember, you know, a lot of the people that are on the street, they grew up after the Civil War. They don't remember wonder why this sectarian system even exists, and they don't really identify with it anymore. And so there's no emotional attachment to having their government divided like that, and they're out on the street trying to show that through something that they really like to do, which is throw a good party.
DW's Aya Ibrahim, thanks so much for that.